Hi folks, Bob Everett here, President of Central Regional School Board. As you know by now, I am up for re-election on November 3rd, and I hope that I've gained your support. Today I want to talk about the one issue that everybody hates, and that's our taxes. As I've said previously, I certainly feel the effect of property taxes here in town. I am fortunate enough to own 2 homes and a business, and my property taxes exceed $26,000 a year. So I certainly feel the pain when property taxes go up. When it comes to taxes and what our tax levy is with the school board, it really becomes very, very simple. It's really all about spending, and you need to keep spending under control. The number one area that we spend money on in our school budget is employee costs. And what I mean by employee costs is not just salaries, but it's also health and benefits. The employee costs on the salary side, we have been able to keep at a reasonable level, at least over the last couple of years we have. The health and benefits are much more of a challenge. To put it in perspective and to see why I should go back to the school board to help control the costs, I have to give you a little bit of a history lesson as far as our employee expenses at Central Regional. When I first joined the board in 2008 or 2009, they had just settled our latest contract. That contract at the time provided a 4-year contract with raises for our employees of 4.6%. That is 19.2% over 4 years. At the time, we really didn't understand the dynamics of it. This is where the experience comes in. But I don't think too many of you folks got a 20% raise over 4 years. In fairness, that did also include a very significant change to the health plan for Central Regional. It moved from a private plan to the state plan. That provided significant savings, but therein lies part of the trouble. Essentially, the savings that were gained from the health plan at the time were given back in the form of salaries. So where was the savings? There really wasn't any savings. Ultimately, the health plans, even in the state plan, then took off and has skyrocketed over the years. And what I mean by that is, from 2008 up until the present day, our health and benefit costs have gone from $4.3 million to around $6.7 million by my calculations. That's nearly $2 million a year that they have gone up based on an estimate for the current year. $2 million over 8 years. That's a lot of money. And that includes 2 changes to the health coverage. From the private plan to the state plan, and then within the state plan, our current employees are actually at a level that nobody else in the county has. We negotiated a very, very tough contract, a very, very fair contract last time around. As I said, the first contract when I got on was 4 years at 4.6%. That's 19.2% over 4 years. And you might want to check who was president of the school board at that time. But then I became part of the negotiating committee. We had a very, very difficult negotiation session, and we got a lot of concessions from our unions. I still think we were extremely fair considering the economic conditions in our community, and that is key. You really should negotiate based on your community, not on what somebody else gets someplace else or some other board that spends irresponsibly maybe give. You have to do it on what Berkeley Township can afford. The next contract, or the last contract that we're coming off of now, provided for 2% raises over 3 years. That's significantly better, although 6% raise over 3 years is still pretty good. Most people in the private sector would be pretty happy with that. That's a heck of a lot better than 19.2%. It also included another change to the health care, which saved us significant dollars. Even still, even with this less expensive health care, our health care costs continue to increase. And that is why over the last year or so, we have brought various ideas to the table to try to figure out ways to reduce the health care. It doesn't happen overnight, but we are trying. Yes, we want to save costs on premiums, but we also recognize there may be alternatives to still being able to provide good quality health care for our employees, which we want to do, but at a much more cost-effective method. However, up until now, in general, the solution to rising health care costs is make the taxpayers pay for it. And in my opinion, that's not acceptable. We're going to continue to negotiate in good faith, and we're going to continue to look for ways to save money. If there is one issue that is driving your your taxes up, it's the cost of health and benefits to our employees, and that's a simple fact. It will take tough negotiations, avoidance of conflicts of interest, and a steadfast board to say, no, we need to make changes now and hold tight. And that's what I have demonstrated in my ability over the last few years on the Central Regional Board. And one of the critical reasons I really feel the taxpayers should send me back to the board is because I will toe the line. I will make every effort to keep the costs and the increase in your taxes to a very, very minimum. And I have proven in the past that I am willing to do that. So that's kind of a short version of our tax issues. I hope that I have gained enough support for you to send me back to the school board for the next 3 years. I look forward to that opportunity. And once again, please make sure you get out and vote November 3rd.